Bitcoin is a digital currency, and it is the global monetary system of the future. You'll never have to carry around cash or a credit card. As long as you have your phone, you can send any digital currency to anyone you need to send money to. Bitcoin mining is the secure process of verifying each transaction. Somewhere in the world, someone is sending Bitcoin somewhere, and one of our machines has to verify that transaction.
You know, you drive through the rural countryside in Georgia and you'll see these big, long poultry houses. But believe me, this ain't poultry. This is high tech. It's crammed full of servers running 24/7.
In the last 30 years, we've seen a decline in the type of typical industry that you would see in a small town with workers manufacturing moving overseas. And so that left us with a vacuum in that space. And then you kind of have this general emptying out.
With our cities, the electric loads have declined. So having that challenge ahead of us, customers like WAHA have come in and helped utilize that underutilized capacity that has existed and that we have been concerned about for a few years.
When we met with Walter West of ECG for the first time, we gave him a criteria of what we need for mining business. And that was things like affordable property next to a substation with excess power. And we wanted to be in a city where they welcomed our type of business.
Here along comes WAHA with this cryptocurrency business model, and it's so new to all of us, but we have a lot of the infrastructure that accommodates. So it's win-win for everyone.
And this is one of the most amazing technologies that is perfectly suited for rural Georgia.
So happily, WAHA decided to set up shop here. We're selling all of our excess power to supply WAHA's power needs.
They're also valuable when I look at it from the footprint within the community. They have a huge appetite for electricity and a pretty small footprint in town.
And so what we see in WAHA is the perfect post-industrial project. And so we find ourselves as sort of an unlikely host to a tech startup in a rural town.
These computers on our shelves are called ASICs, more specifically the S19. They run 24/7, verifying each transaction. These S19s are incredibly efficient. They're about the size of a shoebox, but they take about 3,000 watts of power.
As Director of Mining Operations, I strive to maintain all of our machines in operational order to make sure we maximize our revenue and minimize downtime for our assets.
On our site now, in a couple of acres, we have the equivalents of 20 Walmarts in terms of electricity.
WAHA is very much invested in revolutionizing the crypto mining space to embrace clean energy, sustainable energy, and become green overall.
Having an engineering approach allows us to be efficient, be innovative, and stay ahead of the game in that regard.
It doesn't infringe upon the community. It doesn't emit waste. It doesn't put out a loud noise. It's clean energy, clean industry.
Is they've really set down roots in the community. They bought homes in town. They lodge at the hotel. They eat at the restaurants. They've hired a lot of our locals.
I help maintain the machines, ensuring that they're running efficient. Being in such a small town, the wages weren't where they should be, and the opportunities, they were slim to none.
My role at WAHA is the site manager. Left side, we hit all the 8-footers.
I do a little bit of everything, build racks, run Ethernet, fix cables, and just a little bit of everything. I never would have thought I would have been working for a big tech company in my hometown, and it's a good opportunity to be here.
Working for WAHA, it basically provided a better opportunity for me and my family.
What makes them different? The team. You naturally get a sense of comfort. You feel like family, they welcome you in, and they are committed to educating you on the process so that you feel comfortable and that everything is transparent from A to Z.
They're not just looking out for themselves. They'll propose a solution that is good for the town, good for the energy cooperative, good for the citizens of the town, good for themselves, and good for the investors.
I feel we can replicate this in other small cities across Georgia and across the United States.
So rather than have one big mega facility, By putting a 5 megawatt facility here and one over there and one in this town and one in that town, they don't put an unnecessary drain on the whole power supply.
We can take our business anywhere there is excess or stranded power. We can be next to landfills, substations. We're using idle infrastructure, stranded power that no other businesses would use. We're consuming unused power, converting it into a mobile, secure digital asset that can be used anywhere in the world.
Cryptocurrency, e-commerce is here to stay. It's not going away, and we're on the frontier stage of it at this point. With our new nuclear plant and reactors coming online, that enables operations like WAHA to have access to not only abundance of power, but clean, sustainable power.
Reasonable assurity of success, an expansion of the tax base, is it an overall net benefit for our citizens? WAHA has definitely hit all three of those objectives in such a short amount of time.
They're really just good folks who've set their roots in our community and become part of the community.
WAHA is going to be wildly successful. It's going to make a ton of money. It's making a difference in the town's futures that they're setting up in. And sure enough, everybody wants to be a part of it.